Hello there and welcome. My name is Jimmy Wikman, and in this video we're going to talk a little bit about Atlas and the enhancements that they have rolled out for goals. So this is an article written quite recently, and for those of you who don't know what I think about Atlas, I'm going to make a new video for that one. And I have two videos from when they first announced Atlas, and it has evolved a little bit since then. So we're going to make a new video to try to figure out what is Atlas and how we're going to use it. But one of the things that you use Atlas for is to track goals. And this is what the article is now emphasizing on, and the improvements that they have done to how to make goals or tracking goals a little bit more useful for us. So let's jump into the article and see what they are saying. So here we are now in the article that has been written by Jira, and they say that the Atlas goals just got more powerful. And I guess that is true. I haven't used Atlas for goal tracking or KPIs, and so I'm a little bit unfamiliar on how just powerful they are. But let's go through the functionalities, because they are quite nice functionalities that they have added. So the first thing that they are showing here is that you can write goals now with templates. So they have added a few alternative templates that you can use for writing goal updates. And for those of you who don't know why you should write goal updates, is if you have a goal, then it's good to revisit those goals and see how are we progressing towards those goals. Otherwise, they are just wishes. And so we need to have progress towards goals. So in this little GIF here, or this little animation here, they're showing what they look like. But I think that why not jump into an actual project or an actual Atlas setup for an actual goal and see what it looks like for real. So let's jump over to my test instance and take a look at this. So here we are now in Atlas, and I'm under goals here, and I have just picked one of the goals. And if I click on post update here now, then you will see that we have this little Dropbox here. And this one will actually provide a different set of templates. And today we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 updates, or 7 templates for the updates. So if I click on one of these, then it will actually add some information in a template for it. And we can probably cycle through all of this one and see exactly what's happening. So if you have delivered in flight and coming soon, apparently we have a video here. And you can even include a Loom video. And then you have some information about it. Milestone progress. This one have dates, and you have some milestones that you can then output in this one. Share blocker and mitigation. This one is more of a status update for more higher ups, I would assume, when you want to present then what kind of blockers do we have currently and how do we mitigate this blocker so we can progress with this goal. Metrics progress, it basically has nothing. It's just add images and metrics you're tracking. So that was a little bit disappointing. Like decisions, this is communicate a decision and share what you have learned. And sharing what we have learned, this one is also a separate section in Atlas called learnings that is also in the article. So we're going to check that one out also. And then last update, things are in progress. So the templates are not that super impressive. It's more like having highlighted different sections that you should have for that one. Yeah, so those are the templates. So it will make it a little bit easier for you to remember how these things work. And I'm hoping that we can create these templates by ourselves in the future, because that one would be good, because then you can set a standard for the entire company if you want to have specific types of information in different templates for it. But overall, the idea is not bad. It will make it easier to for any user than just starting from scratch, that you get a set of templates that you can use with a predefined headlines, basically. So not a bad start on this one. I think this is important to have for the goals, so we can quickly get a standardized way of presenting things if we need that in the company. So let's jump back over to the article and see what else they have for us. So that was the writing goals with new templates. And let's see, do they have anything? Start with the key highlights, streamlined formatting. No, nothing more there. The next one is connect your teams directly to goals. I don't remember that this one is super new because we've had this for quite a while. But what you can do then is on the side here, you can now attach your team to it directly to a goal. Which is really good because the next thing that you can do then is that on the team itself, you can now see what goals they are contributing to. So you don't just see the projects that they're contributing to, but you can also see the goals. So again, let's show this one and see what it looks like for real. So here we are back now into the same goal, and on the side here you can now see that I have connected an example team here into the teams field. And if we go to that team, you will see then this is the teams page or the team section here, and you can see now contributing to. We have a project that we are contributing to, and now we are also contributing to a specific goal. So the only downside with having this at the moment is that if I work in a specific level, my team is involved in many things. So for example, I own the Atlassian platform, for example, in my company, and we are involved in maybe a dozen projects or so at any given time. And we also have 9 or something like that extra goals just for us, and we are also participating in other goals. So that means that this area could be quite long, and then these things below here would actually vanish because this one would be too long. So here I would like to see a way to separate between goals and projects. So perhaps a tab up here so we can actually flip between them, because in some instances it might be, or in some cases it's more important to show what projects we are involved in, and goals are implicit in those projects many times. In other situations, you are more interested in how are you contributing towards a specific goal. So I think this page in general here need a little bit of extra love, because with the number of items here and hopefully a lot of content will be in those, this page will be exceptionally long. So if I want to go down to links here, I might have to scroll quite a bit to get to that. I think this one, now that we are getting more and more information here, might need a little bit of a rework, so we can quickly see the different sections here. But that's just me. I don't know. It's nitpicking, but it would be nice to have. So those are how you can now attach a team to your goal, and then what it looks like on the team page when you have done that. So let's go back to the article, see what else they have. So we are back to the article again, and this is where we were contributing. We're adding this one to our Teams page. And the next thing is to plan ahead by setting a start date for goals. So not only can we set start dates now for projects, but now we can also do it for goals. And it is, of course, here in the sidebar, you will have a start date here, and you can set when is this goal supposed to start. And we don't have an end date. That is because end dates are a little bit difficult to set for goals, depending on what kind of goal you have. If it is an annual goal, it will be super easy to set a start date and an end date for it, because then you will evaluate it at the end of the year. But for now, we have the start date for the goal, so we can actually start tracking this goal, basically. And next up then, actually the final thing that we have on this list is then we can go beyond simple progress update with learnings, which also includes then risk and decisions. And this one we have had on projects before. So what we can do then is actually add these from the tab here. So we'll have the learnings here. So like I said earlier in the video, learnings is added now also to to goals. So let's jump in and see how it looks when we can create the start date and what we can do with learnings. So we are back now into our goal. And the first thing we're going to show then is the start date that we have down here. You can click the plus sign here and you can set the start date for it. So we set it for today. Now when I'm recording this video, this one will now be updated and will show in our information about this goal. And the other thing that Abhinav and his team posted about is learnings. And learnings is something that is very important because if you have a goal and for some reason you don't make it, or if you actually do make it, there are learnings along the way. And these are things that we should capture and we should bring them up, and so we can pass those learnings on to others, or we can have that in mind when we move forward with our next goal. And the way that one works is that we will have now in the tabs up here, we'll have learnings, and we can then add a new learning. So we will have a summary of what we have learned, and then we can have text for it. So we can take this as anything. For example, and we can just say, so Murphy, if you don't know what Murphy is or Murphy's law is, then it's basically saying if something can go wrong, it most likely will, because that's the Murphy's law. And bad things will always happen, so plan accordingly. So don't plan for a goal is never going to be as a smooth sailing. It will always have bumps in the road. So plan for those when you do estimations, for example. And then we just save this one. And this one will now be available as a learning within this goal. So the only thing I would like to have for this one is I would like to be able to communicate with this one and add this one as a conversation. Because right now it's kind of static. You can, of course, have some emojis connected to it, but I cannot really comment on it. And that would be good so we can have a learning. And then we can have, within the team or within the organization, have a conversation about this one. And I would also like to have this one connected to tasks. So I can actually, from the learning, I would like to have activities connected to it. But that's just me. That's just how I would like to have this enhanced further. It doesn't mean that everyone wants to have this one. But it can be good also to know, because if you have a lot of learnings, this page can be rather big. I just put in a very simple text here. But if you have longer text, then this page can be super long. So it's important. It could be good now. You can collapse these. And another thing I would like have here is to have collapse all, because sometimes it's annoying when people open everything, and I have to go in and open and close everything. So one of those functions would also be much appreciated. You can have here. Let's go back then and finish up the article and see what the last part was. So here we are now back in the article, and this one was the one about learnings, and what they have as kind of like a teaser for us is that they will add even more goodies. I don't know what they are feeding the Confluence team, but they are basically spitting out new functionality every week, it seems like. And what they have in store for us in the next couple of weeks is that we will have richer insights into topics. So you can actually have this one whenever you embed this topic. Anyway, in Confluence, or if you add it in Jira or anywhere else, you will now have the goals tab there also. So before we only had the projects and project timeline, and now they are enhancing these one with even more information. So now I can actually go into each of these and I can see the goals here. So this is pure magic coming out, Atlas goals, and I think that is probably the best functionality, goals and projects, that Atlas has. And I think actually goals are more important than projects, because many people are using other things or other tools to actually update people on the progress on projects. So for them to sorry, for them to enhance it even further and take this one, making this even better is a good thing, a very, very good thing. So if you haven't started using Atlas goals just yet, that might be one reason that you could actually benefit from this one. And if your organization does not already have a tool for goals, then absolutely take a look at this one and see if this one will fit your immediate need at least. Very good things that are coming out, and this one was, this was not for Avinom, this is for Yerbol, who has actually published this one. So I'm apologizing for mixing Confluence with Atlas here. But that was all I had for this video. Another great addition for the Atlassian product, written by Yerbol. So really good update then from Yerbol and his team, and good updates or good new functionality for Atlas, especially their goals section. So I look forward to seeing more about Atlas, but like I said, I will do a full review of Atlas for 2024. So you can see my thoughts on what is Atlas and what can you actually use it for, or what has it been evolved into, because it's not the same as it was when it rolled out in the past. But I think that for this video here now, the only thing that remains for me is to say that I hope that you all have an awesome day and a great week.